Good morning, Lockpotters. Welcome to Lockpod, Season 12, Episode 15, the Midwest's most dangerous podcast. I'm here for the locomotive, and we've got JRC in the studio.
I'm in his seat, but you're the locomotive. As long as that's clear, I'm fine with that point.
All right. I'm not going to ask if you want to be the caboose.
No.
You sound a little stuffy, Kevin.
I'm a little bit. Yeah, I got a little something going on, but I'm back. I took a red eye last night to make sure I'd return for the pod.
Wow.
But
why?
Is that why you got sick?
No, I don't think so. Saw a couple Cubs games with Ethan down in Tampa. You know, my oldest son moved down there, so it was fun. We did not get affected by the flooding. Thank God. Barely. Tampa avoided it.
You missed work. I'm surprised.
Well, trust me, my staff was very good at making sure I had a list of people to call and a list of things to do. So
that I believe.
During some downtime.
Yeah. This
is interesting. Okay, so by the way, welcome to Lockpod again from Power in Indiana, Lake County Studios. I should mention that. This is crazy. So someone suggested to me that on the flight I watched this Netflix show called Baby Reindeer. Anybody heard of it?
I have heard of it.
Okay.
Wait, you didn't go with the 10 suggestions that I gave you?
Did you really?
Jill did give me some suggestions, but I couldn't find them on Hulu and other platforms. No, what did you give me? You gave me
super sus.
What was that? I Am Night.
Mm-hmm.
Or could not get it.
Yeah.
I don't have
gave you
Hulu.
Black Sails. That's on Netflix.
Couldn't find it.
Where are those?
Can you not spell or?
Are they erotic films, Jill?
So
Can't say that they are.
Oh.
So well, interesting you say that, right, John? So
Okay.
Baby Reindeer is about a stalker.
Okay.
This dude is like working in a bar in England, and there is a stalker, like a true ass stalker.
This has to be a
named
Vesmar
Martha.
recommendation because it's British. So
yeah, well, I think John would like it. The guy's Scottish, but he's down in England. So
Yay.
this woman is stalking him. But the weirdest, I did not know this. It goes really dark pretty fast. There's like, then it goes from like stalking to homosexual sex that's not really requested.
Okay.
To
So
trans.
That sounds like rape. Yeah.
Yes, there was that word used in it.
That's such an attorney way to put it.
And then trans sex.
Okay.
And I'm on. So okay.
Oh no.
I'm on the flight. I did not know this was taking this turn.
Okay.
I'm on the flight, seated next to like a, I don't know, give it
Small
23,
child?
25-year-old girl.
Based on knowing how you're rolling, I'm picturing first class, of course.
No, the Southwest. So
Okay.
we just have. I was B10 yesterday.
Of course
Nice.
it is.
Had aisle seat. Next to me is
Okay.
a nice young lady that actually gave up her window seat so a couple could sit together.
It's like Boy
Sure.
She
Scouts
came
of
and sat in the
America,
middle. Right, and then a
primary.
young man next to her, probably same age, 20, 22, 23.
And you're watching a trans
And
sex
I
scene.
all of a sudden have a gay sex and a trans sex scene on my iPad.
And this is explicit stuff?
I mean, let's
Is it
just call it
softcore?
explicit enough, right?
Softcore.
Was there P and Vijay shown?
No.
Okay.
No, but
Oh,
it was
okay.
softcore enough. And maybe you didn't even notice that the person was trans because she'd already gone through it.
could
Maybe.
pass?
convincing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
But anyway, I caught myself kind of
Did
hitting
you find her attractive?
hitting
him,
the,
her?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
Not
Plus
bad.
10, plus 10, plus 10. I just kept moving through it because I was a little embarrassed.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the etiquette there?
What is the etiquette?
Okay, this is the etiquette.
John, what's the etiquette?
To me, this is 100% easy decision.
Okay, good.
On Southwest is essentially a mobile casino. Anything goes. If you are in a classy airlines and then
first
everybody
class?
around you, like everybody's sleeping, it's not a big deal. But you got to look for kids.
If I'm in my own pod,
Yeah, but in Southwest,
it's like a public bus.
Anything goes.
You know, it's like being in the ballpark. Like parents complain, like, "We're at a ballpark." I said,
you.
"Shit, live
Right.
with it." You know, like take your kid to the concession stand.
So I shouldn't have felt bad about it.
No, not on Southwest.
Wasn't this the same?
I had my
argument
headphones on.
Yeah.
about like the public access to computers in the library, and they were having to take them out of
Oh,
there.
because of porn?
Mm-hmm.
Because of people like Kevin watching
Yeah,
trans
watching
sex.
watching Baby Reindeer.
Well, I mean, homeless people need a place to watch porn like everybody else. So it's
That's
not
a good
really
point.
fair that they take it out of the library.
You're not wrong about that.
Home affected.
You know,
Home-affected.
so I mean, was anybody like noticing? Did you look? In
I
the
didn't
crack
know.
in
I
the
didn't even
seat
want
behind
to.
You?
I didn't. That would have made it really weird if I like looked back and someone's looking at me like staring at me like disapprovingly.
But I mean, like this is not the first time you've watched a movie with intercourse on it on a flight.
No, probably not. So
But
maybe
so-
I was just
so-
more affected because it was.
No, but so the first thing that you do is you kind of like yawn and you look to see if there's a person's like looking in the back. 'cause
Glaring.
You're like, well, if there's going to be more.
And maybe I was in the
movies,
aisle. It's even more like
and then
because you know
like,
it's
everybody's
everybody,
watching-
and he's like, "What is he watching
dude.
gay sex for?"
Yeah.
I mean, not that, whatever. Maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
is what it is.
Maybe
But
you're gay.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be
Yeah.
watching porn, I guess, and it wasn't porn, but it
I'm
just
with you,
surprised
Kevin.
me.
I would go with. It's happened to me before too, and I've skipped past it.
I just did the +10s a couple
Yeah.
times, got through it, then kept going. All right, good.
You know
Thank
that's
John.
a true story, right? It's based
What's
on a
that?
true story.
Yes, I saw that. I'm not through the whole thing yet.
Don't say the
it
end,
is
'cause
a
there's
it
a
is
lot.
a
Don't give it
very
away.
it's pretty intense.
You gotta watch
deal.
the Pierce Morgan just interviewed the chick that it's based on.
Oh wow,
And she's nuts.
still nuts.
Still nuts.
Okay, watch Baby Reindeer. If anybody's watched it on chat, let me know.
So wait, so Cantrell says depends on the scenario, but you could probably watch it because you're on Southwest.
Yeah.
Jill, what's your take?
I would not. I would find a different thing to watch.
Okay. Did you go back and watch the parts
No,
you skipped?
no,
Okay.
no.
You got home. You're
Yeah,
on the
it's
way
like,
home.
No, I got in my car in the parking lot. I'm like, wait a minute, where was
I
that?
missed some good stuff.
Did you park under a streetlight?
I did not.
No judgment, Kevin,
Thank
from
you,
any
John.
of us.
Chat, what do you do? Skip or watch? Let us
Let's see
know.
what they know.
All
Back in the day, you used to do a poll, John.
Yeah.
So this is something that is hit. I want to say this is breaking news, John.
This is
It's
yeah.
definitely
Let me
breaking news.
let me hit this real quick.
My wife is going to be really upset about this news.
Yeah. You want to give it, John? You want to do the headline? All right.
No. You're the,
Lockpod breaking news. Northwest Indiana Pizza Huts are closing.
What?
Are they?
Let's
So-
get into it. Whoa.
Whoa.
It's that breaking.
Yes.
Two breaking
Double.
news is like, this is serious.
So let's hear about this, John.
So I woke up this morning to like
This is really breaking.
this is breaking. Yeah.
Like hot off the press.
I woke up to no, I'm not kidding. 30 text messages from my brother about it's like our family thread
Okay.
about
Is he
how
a big Pizza Hut fan?
apparently, but about how all the Pizza Huts in the Northwest Indiana area are closed. And I'm like, what is going on? This is a joke, right? And he had screenshots and links to
Whoa.
like the case. Apparently, in a nutshell, the company that franchised all the Pizza Huts in Northwest Indiana,
It's the franchisee.
franchisee,
Thank you.
is not paying royalties to Pizza Hut.
That's a problem.
And a lawsuit has taken place in another state, and I guess until
Probably
this
filed an
gets-
injunction.
We have the link. I don't know if you guys had a chance to look at it.
I did not.
But
Do these screenshots, though. These are amazing.
yeah, let me pull these up. These are from my brother.
If you had plans to get Pizza Hut today,
So this is on Reddit or something. I don't know if this is true, but this is the assistant GM at Crown Point Pizza Hut. Everyone's been let go. Not sure what's going to happen going forward. Apparently, this affected all Indiana locations that this company owns.
EYM Group. Hundreds of
And-
stores in the Midwest, it says.
Wow. Holy.
Hundreds.
Yeah. Look at this. Wow. There's like talk about the case, but this is like screenshots of all the
Oh,
area
Lord.
Pizza Huts just
I didn't realize
temporarily
there were that
unavailable.
many.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the one in Munster, and then the nice, easy, like, grab and go, or like the pickup, really like the quick one on
By my house.
on the boulevard. Yeah, in the Hammond.
I didn't order from there under my name for 2 years.
Why?
Wait. What is the? This is the
This is
Hammond
great.
one.
Oh my God! Look
This
at
is
this.
all
Look
of
at this.
all of the ones in our area that are affected, I believe.
That's got to be 25.
Wait, Hammond's been closed for.
No.
It's open?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's a grab and go.
It's a great, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a small. You
What?
can't sit down.
Oh, it's terrible.
It's all the Purdue Cal kids walk
Yep.
down there and get pizza and walk home. It's next to the old Arby's that's now a Pico de Gallo.
There you go. Yes.
And then it used to be a
Oh.
Chinese restaurant. Now it's a Pizza Hut.
yes.
Oh,
Boy,
so
the-
it's not where it was, like by the sports.
Not far
No.
from where
Not
it
that
was.
one
No,
anymore.
it's
Okay.
a couple blocks south.
Yeah, so they shut that one down and moved it to there, and there's no place to sit in
Right.
and eat. It's just, but it's not
Takeout.
a drive-through. It's just takeout and delivery, obviously.
Yeah, they
So-
went from buffet, the nice big
Yeah,
restaurant, with the
salad
buffet,
bar.
to come get your shit and get the hell out.
Yeah, it took closed.
Yeah. I got into a fist fight in the one at the Pizza Hut in high
Oh.
school by across from the mall on Woodmar. But this one I had a real serious beef with. Because I pick up Pizza Hut. My wife Kristen loves Pizza Hut.
Okay.
It's right by your house.
Yeah, it's right by the house. We could walk there.
Get the hut.
Get the kids in a wagon. Walk there. Bring the pizza bag. It's just we go there and we order.
Oh, she's gonna be devastated by this news.
This is not good for
No.
Kristen.
I know. Yeah, for sure. That's one of her go-to favorite
Oh
snacks.
no.
Yeah.
Oh
She
no.
likes their breadsticks too.
You're gonna have to drive to Michigan for Pizza Hut now.
John's on the road.
Yeah, it is. It is closed on that list of closures. 7331 Indianapolis Boulevard in Hammond. So All right, so it's the Pizza Hut where they cook inside there and where they give you the pizza and they cash you out is essentially the size of the studio. It's tiny. Okay?
Wow.
And so they have two phones. They got a phone where people are taking orders in the front, and they have phones, another phone about 8 feet over, where like the cooks can answer the phones, and there's like another little prep area. So we order a pizza online, and it says like 2.5 hours, and you know, like
2.5 hours.
I could commit murder when I'm hungry. Like I have anger issues when I'm hungry, and I was like, nope, I can't wait 2.5 hours. Yeah, so I call the Pizza Hut, and so the dude answers, and I said, hey, you know, I ordered online. I want to change it to pickup. I can be there in like half an hour. He's like, all right, let me transfer you over there, and so he just hits click, and it sends it. He's just, they're not, they do it 3 times where he said he's transferring me. And I was like, the 4th time, I was like, hey, don't transfer me because you're transferring me to a phone. There's nobody even over there. I've been in there.
I've been there. I know you're.
I can see you.
And the guy hangs up, and he hangs up on me.
And you're hungry.
So I order Papa John's. It's across the effing street. And we go get it, and I eat. So then like 3 hours later, Pizza Hut comes to the door.
No way.
Trying to deliver the pizza.
No.
So the dude gives it to me. And I scream at him, and I threw the box of pizza
Damn, John.
into the yard. And the pizza, it was so great. So the box just opened, and then the pizza flew about like 20 feet.
Further?
It flew in the air. Just flew out of it because I launched it. And then it was snowing out. It was in the middle of winter. And it sat on there getting eaten by squirrel. Kristen was real mad, but she wouldn't clean it up for like about 7 days.
And you weren't going to clean it up.
I cleaned it up when like the snow was. It looked like somebody had died there. So Kristen refused to order pizza from there, and I wouldn't order it in my name because this.
So the Cantrells were not Pizza Hut customers for some time.
Well, there's the one on Ridge Road. So this poor kid stood there, and he didn't even know what to do.
It wasn't even his fault.
No, I felt bad, but in the moment.
Take
I
that Pizza Hut.
And then Kristen was like, why didn't you save it? Because I could have like put it in the freezer and eaten it tomorrow. We paid for it.
Yeah, that's true. I guess you did
It
pay
was on
for it
the
in
snow.
advance.
So like it ruined our evening.
Yeah.
And it ruined Pizza Hut for 2 years. Like,
and do you rank, like, where do you rank, like, Pizza Hut, Domino's, Papa John's? In what order?
No offense to my wife, but Pizza Hut is kind of like, it's not good.
Okay.
You know?
So what's your ranking?
great.
I should have had Little Caesars in there. Those 4. Where's the ranking?
I give Pizza Hut a C.
And what about 1 to 4? Like, if you were going...
Yeah. Who do you go to first?
Top.
Papa John's.
Okay.
Domino's menu is so expanded. If you're not in the mood for pizza, you can get great stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then? Then you go Pizza Hut, then Little Caesars?
Yeah. Pizza Hut's not tasty.
John?
I'm going Domino's, Papa John's, Little Caesars, Pizza Hut. And I think it's the Hammond location that ruined it for me.
So,
Really?
on which?
On Pizza Hut.
On Pizza Hut? Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm going to go Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars. That's
Jill.
where I'm at.
I've never had Domino's, so
Okay.
Oh
that's
my
out.
God.
So you only have to
You're,
rank
you're,
those
about,
now.
you're about to have it 3 days a week.
Their cheesy
at the
bread is
Sportsplex.
the best cheesy
Right.
bread.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh.
And great sandwiches.
I couldn't tell you the last time I had any of the other ones.
All right.
Okay, wait. Domino's has lava cakes like they used to have at Chili's.
John. John is the best fast food guy I know.
So you gotta get the lava cakes, and if you have some ice cream and you mix them together,
Look at you.
it's a party.
All
Chat
right.
says John Walter White Cantrell. If you guys have
John
seen the
Walter.
show,
That's-
you'll get
yes,
it. Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you know
That's
how
awesome.
many illiterate kids this is going to create? Because there's no Book It program.
Oh,
anymore.
Yeah.
all these things.
Is that still a thing?
Jill
I don't
lives in North Hammond, so she's Little Caesars.
Robertsdale.
Robertsdale.
Don't
Careful.
you put me
My
in
bad.
North
Damn.
My bad. I meant like the north part of Hammond. I know you don't live in there, so everybody over there
Where would they
grew
go?
up on Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Little Caesars on Indianapolis Boulevard.
right,
Everybody from
125th or
Whiting
whatever.
and Robertsdale all just
Or
thrive
like
on
or like
Little
good
Caesars.
pizza.
Is there a little? Is there a?
There's a little.
But that's it, right? Of the
That's
4.
it. Mhm.
Okay,
So
Oh,
you
yeah.
just opened up a Domino's in Whiting.
that's the key here. I think that's the takeaway.
Good
It is.
pizza. Where are you going? That's a good point, Jill. Where are you going for good
Oh
pizza?
my God,
Aurelio's.
Oh, that's so good. How about you guys?
man! There's so much good pizza around
No,
here.
Kevin's saying John's. I know he is.
love. No, I mean John's up. John's, Barton, State Line, Aurelio's,
Langle's.
my Eduardo's.
Eduardo's,
I
yeah.
like pizza that tastes like you
Langles.
put a layer of syrup on top. So I
Whoa.
love Arnello's.
Oh.
The sweet
Arenella's
sauce
I
is
just
so
had
good.
last week. The
Sweet,
sweet
sweet
sauce,
yes,
but
so
you
good.
can only have that like once a month.
That's not true.
The stuffed.
I'm with
No,
Sirsik.
not the stuff.
Little Caesars underrated. Little Caesars
True.
gets a bad rap.
Yes.
man.
I
Steve
agree.
does bring Little Caesars to the office.
Good man.
Yeah, and Rosati's, I think.
One time in poker club, it was my turn to like bring the food, and I brought all Little Caesars.
Wow.
I still get grief over that, but I was
Really?
like,
That's
Little Caesars is
understandable.
not bad.
It's just
Okay.
considered lazy. It's
Because
considered
you can go
lazy.
walk in and grab 20 pieces. That's what John did. All right. Well, John,
I commend you.
I want to mention to John Cantrell, because he's been in the news this week a lot. Not that you're not in the news usually every week anyway, but this week it was just on. It seemed like every day.
Yeah.
And
It's a hot topic.
You had a
because
trial.
People like animals.
Yeah, that's true. So
This one? Is it this one? This is what you're in the news
Yeah.
about?
that's it. So John, give us a little lowdown on what the case was about.
Whoa.
Okay, so my client is charged with attempted murder of a police officer, shooting at a cop, attempted battery of a cop, killing a police dog, resisting law enforcement, just like running from the cops with a gun. Which
Pretty
is a felony.
serious offenses.
Sure.
Allegations.
If he got convicted, he'd probably get about 50 years.
Okay.
Oh, my.
So, I mean, it's pretty serious and intense. But in my client's defense, the police dog, who my client, I mean, arguably they're going to say that he knew it was a police dog, but the police dog had no markings. He had no collar. He had, like you picture a police dog with a police vest on, correct? Like at the airport.
Wait. This makes me so nervous. Are you allowed to talk about this?
What do you
Well,
mean?
the case is over.
Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was debate. In
Otherwise,
the
John would
papers.
be like in court today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought there was some of the papers saying it is over.
Oh,
some
this
saying
is
it's
actually
not.
funny. You're right. So
Okay.
the Times today has the verdict, and the Post-Tribune says the trial just began. So which is it, John?
Which is, I think it's over.
We picked a jury all day on Monday. The trial started on Tuesday. It finished up Wednesday evening. So if you think about it, the trial finished up. I left the courthouse at 9:47 on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, and this is Friday's paper in the Post-Tribune saying trial begins
Sure.
for accused dog killer. That's a little behind the times.
yeah.
Literally.
Literally. Yes.
Good one, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah, so my client was like the police were chasing him. A dog started biting him, and he got accused of shooting the police dog.
So what's just out of curiosity, John, I mean, there's a lot of dog lovers out there, right? And
Yeah.
a lot of people care about animals and
Yeah,
dogs.
sure.
And so how do you, well, two questions. One, how do you kind of deal with jury selection on that? And then two, what's the penalty? I'm just curious on the penalty for killing a dog.
Okay, and that's to me, it's an interesting part of the story because at the time that this occurred back on July 13th of 2023.
Okay.
All right. So after this case was filed, the law in Indiana had a proposed change as of January 1st. It's going to take effect on July 1st. Coming
Okay.
up. So the law used to say, and at the time my client was charged, the law said if you kick a police dog, if you punch a police dog, or if you kill it, it's all a level 6 felony.
That seems weird that it's
It's
punching
shocking.
versus killing.
If you strike a police animal, or if you mistreat a police animal, there's no additional penalty.
I mean, I'm not trying to get your guy in more trouble, but I think that's a low.
Yes.
I mean, I would think that the killing, especially killing a police dog, would be a higher felony.
So that's what's been proposed. As of July 1st, it's going to be if you.
But I heard it hadn't passed. It didn't pass this year.
It didn't pass.
No, I checked with one of our state representatives, and he said it got through the House and it stalled in the Senate.
What?
Yeah, it got through the House committee and stalled in the Senate, and they're going to have to redo it.
Wow.
So they're going to raise it to a level 5 felony.
Again. What does that mean to the public listening here?
Okay, so the punishment, a level 6 felony is the lowest felony. The maximum penalty is 2.5 years. For
The lowest penalty on a 6 is probation.
probation.
Okay.
Yeah. And also, if you get charged with a level 6 in Indiana, it's kind of good because you only have to do half the sentence you get.
Okay.
So the maximum you can get 2.5 years is 30 months. So the maximum you could actually do is 15 months for
Got it.
killing the police dog.
That's okay.
Yeah. So they were raising it to 6 years in prison.
So
And you have to
level
do
5 goes
75%.
1 to 6.
1 to 6, and you have to do 75%. So you're looking at a max of 4.5 years in prison. So
But you can also get probation on
Sure.
a 5. Okay.
All
So
day.
so your guy got convicted of,
killing the police dog,
okay,
shooting at the police officer, but
Okay.
not trying to kill him.
so found guilty of those two.
So instead of 50, he's looking at approximately maybe a maximum of 10.
And do you think that was a fair verdict?
No.
Okay.
Because, all right, so they had 2 different areas where shooting occurred according to police casings and damage, okay? So they had the area where my client was getting bit by the dog, and they were like wrestling around on the ground, and my client got accused of shooting the dog while he's laying on the ground wrestling with the dog, and the dog's biting him. So they have the shell casings from there. They have the dead dog in that area. Okay, so then the police officer admitted shooting, and there's holes in the backyard wooden fence and holes in the house where my client was hiding in the woods. He's hiding in a backyard that the grass is about waist high.
Okay.
In Gary.
Hard to see him then.
Hard to see him. It's during the day though. It's like 2 PM. So the police officer hears my client in the backyard. He comes in the backyard, sees his dog dead, and they're having their little moment.
Yeah.
And then my client's over in the corner up against the house. My client's
unknown
hiding
to the
there.
police officer at that point?
Yeah, at that point. So my client says as soon as the cop hears him back there, he just starts firing at him.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
And so the police officer, my client says, I'm hit. And they stop. No, he lied to get the cops from stop shooting at me.
Smart.
And it's right when other cops
point.
are running up too, and he's getting their attention because that's when backup's arriving.
Okay.
So the police officer tells the story that my client shot at him 2 to 4 times, and he returned fire. Okay.
So is that the basis for the attempted murder charge?
Attempted murder and the attempted battery. But attempted battery, in the grand scheme of things, the maximum penalty is 6 years, and the attempted murder maximum penalty is 40 years.
Yep.
So
the attempted murder seems to be the big charge, which the jury found not guilty.
He was found not guilty of that, and it's upsetting to me because the police officer said my client shot at him, and my client had a Glock, which is a semi-automatic weapon. It's going to kick out shell casings every bullet he fires. So if it was 2 to 4 bullets, we're looking at 2 to 4 shell casings.
Which should have been near him on the ground?
What could have been within maybe 6 to 8 feet of him.
And would have been really good evidence if you're the prosecutor to
say that he
prove that he shot at the police officer.
And so they're in a wooden fenced-in backyard with a 6-foot fence.
Okay.
And there was no bullet holes behind the police officer like there was behind my client. Like they had the rods.
So it's obvious that the police officer shot at your client, but not so obvious that your client shot at the police officer.
So the Lake County crime scene investigators come in, and they set up a grid in the backyard to have everybody look for shell casings in the backyard. And so then they asked 10 other officers from outside agencies to come and help them look for evidence because you have tall weeds. And they even brought in, after they couldn't find the casings that my client shot, they brought in metal detectors to come in. And there was part of the fence that there was a chain link fence, and that creates a problem because metal detectors around a chain link fence. So we were just arguing about, they're saying, they couldn't find the casings. They were there. He really shot. And so,
really circumstantial evidence regarding the attempted murder.
But it just what the cops said. But they found all the casings for when my client allegedly shot the dog. They found all the police officers' casings where he says he shot my client and there was damage to the fence. The only casings they couldn't find is when my client supposedly did that.
So I guess what I'm wondering is, I asked you, I said, do you think it was a fair verdict? You said no, but I mean, to me it seems like, okay, they got the attempted murder right, based on what the evidence was,
correct.
Right? No casings. It sounds like to me they probably got the killing the police dog right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I know you. I mean, look.
Okay,
I know
let me ask you this.
You're a great advocate.
Let's say a cop pulls you over. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a squad car pulls you over. It's not marked. It's a black car and it has the lights in the front. And some guy walks up on you in jeans and a t-shirt and has a gun on his hip.
I've always wondered about this.
It's illegal to make a traffic stop like that in the state of Indiana. You have to be in a
It's
fully marked police vehicle
or
in a distinct police uniform with the badge of authority. Those are the only two ways. But I've beat a bunch of DUIs. A cop pulled over my client. He was a state trooper on the way to a wedding. My client was pissed drunk, driving all over the road. The cop pulled him over. He was wearing a tuxedo. You cannot make a traffic stop in an unmarked car.
The cop was in a tuxedo?
The cop was in a tuxedo. He was on the way to a wedding. So good for him. He got there drunk off the road. He saved the day, but that's not a lawful traffic stop.
Well, and I think that's the difference between what's legal and what maybe of course, nobody wants to have drunks on the road, but you have the obligation to defend your clients under the law, and the law is what the law is.
Sure. So the canine handler said he did not put on the dog's vest on that day, and was not they weren't prepared. And they always have to have that vest on, so maybe you don't want it on your dog on a hot day or things like that, and you take it off for him to be more comfortable. But when he's on duty, he needs to be in uniform just like any other officer. And so
it's an interesting argument.
I didn't push it that hard because I said, if I understand the jury if they convict my client for that. He admitted to shooting the dog.
Oh,
he was in a police chase. Yeah, he gave a statement.
Yeah, because I was thinking to myself, well, the police are chasing him.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. I mean, I'm just.
But let's say a police.
Are you saying it could have been any dog? Not he didn't know.
I have
it was
a hard
police
time
dog.
believing that.
It's notice. Like,
Yeah.
let's say that you are at a baseball game and a fight breaks out, and you have one of your friends back, and somebody comes up and tries to grab you, and you sock him in the face, and he charges you with battery on a law enforcement officer, and he's
But
in a
he didn't know he's a
windbreaker
cop,
at
right?
the Cubs. You didn't know he's a
Right.
cop. So how can they? Okay, maybe you shouldn't have punched the guy, and that's battery on a cop, but it's not. Or it's battery on a person, but not battery on a cop, because only when you're on notice is it battery on a police officer.
which is marked car or uniform.
Well, and their argument was, well, if you're in the police are chasing you, and then a German Shepherd comes after you,
That's
you know,
what I would
a police
argue.
dog.
Sure, yeah.
So I respect that, but if you think that my client shot at the police officer, it's attempted murder. How do you think it's attempted battery? So, if there's no evidence,
Both
that
of
he
those
shot,
should have gone away, right?
Both of those should have gone away, and so this is
Did
what
they
I
or
picture.
no?
He got convicted of
Attempted
battery on a cop.
But
But
well,
not
that's
guilty.
interesting. That seems inconsistent.
Well, so I mean, like, this is how I picture it in my head. The jury, it's I said a few minutes ago that I left the courthouse at 9:47. So they're deliberating. We give closing arguments in the afternoon. You're just waiting for them to make a decision. Dinner comes. Everybody's tired and they're ready to go home.
Yeah.
You have some people guilty,
Yeah.
some people not guilty.
And then
they compromise and they
sure.
go home.
There you
So
go.
I mean,
And that happens.
people have people can be persuaded by others back there, and I respect it, but it doesn't make sense.
Well, John, congrats, I guess, on
Yeah.
at least somewhat of what seems like a victory for your client.
So what do you think? What do you think the punishment? And thank you for that. But what do you think the punishment should be for killing a canine? And Mike Andrade. Last time you gave a shout out to Mike Andrade to change the law. How is the law the same for if you punch a dog or kick a dog or if you cut off its head?
I think
and do
that's
something
crazy.
horrible?
Yeah, I think it should be. I
Yes.
mean, you would think it'd be incremental, right?
So I think that a lot of for whatever reason, Indiana doesn't give a lot of penalties out for killing animals. And Indiana is an agricultural state, so I think that there's not always that sentiment. Because what else would be the basis to not pass this law?
That I don't know.
Can you think of a basis?
It went out of committee. I think 12-1, and the only person that voted no on it was somebody from Bloomington. And his comment was, I was reading up on this a little bit. His comment was, we're going to go right back to where we were. We had to rewrite the criminal code if we start amending the penalties on different statutes depending on what is popular that day. That's what he said.
Arguably, it should be higher than a level 5.
I agree.
If you
I think it should be death penalty.
Especially if you talk about the amount of money that municipalities pay to train this dog, and like how much it costs to buy the dog and train it and then upkeep it. It's crazy.
And that is exactly what the legislator from Fisher said when he put the bill in. He said it costs a lot, and these are important law enforcement animals. They help the police officer. So we'll see what happens next legislative session. I did want to touch on, this was interesting. If you've seen about Kevin Spacey, we all know that he went through a bunch of trials. And John, I'm sure you deal with clients like this all the time that have issues like, they have to pay you for what you do. I mean, right?
Yes.
And so Kevin Spacey went through a huge trial, and I think it was in England, wasn't it, John?
Yes.
One of them was in England. Yeah.
Yeah, and other trials
Did
regarding.
you go, Vesmar?
No.
Okay.
And he has been pretty much financially decimated by this. And I didn't know this, but here's Kevin Spacey on Piers Morgan Uncensored talking about his financial
Where'd you
woes.
live now?
He asked him where he lived. Kevin Spacey crying.
Well, it's funny you asked that question, because this week, where I have been living in Baltimore, is being foreclosed on. My house is being sold at auction.
Really?
So I have to go back to Baltimore and put all my things in storage.
Really?
So the answer to that question is, I'm not quite sure where I'm going to live.
And he goes on to
Yeah.
say he's
Can you get the
millions.
tail
Piers
end of
Morgan
that, John?
pressed him on this.
He did. Yeah, he asked him about bankruptcy a little bit. He says he's managed to dodge it. And then he says, okay, here we go about legal bills. Yeah, let's play this end
Bills?
part of it.
Yeah.
I still owe a lot of legal bills that
You're
I have not been able to pay.
You're actually in debt.
Yes.
Do you mind me asking how much you owe?
It's considerable.
Millions?
Many millions, yes.
Is that possible?
Okay.
Many millions. So I think there were 3 cases.
So I want to break
Seems
this
like
down.
a lot to me.
I want to
Yeah.
tell you the first thing that I see is your house doesn't get foreclosed on in like half a second. Like that's not true. And so they're foreclosing somebody out of their house. Like let's say that you sell somebody a house on a land sale contract, for example, and they quit paying. You have to foreclose on them. You don't get to
Sometimes.
evict them. Yeah.
Depending on how much they paid in the
Right.
contract. But
Yeah, Kevin's given more details, but sometimes if you say, "Oh, I'm going to sell the house to my cousin," and they quit paying, and you have a contract, you can't even get them out. You have to go through the eviction process, the foreclosure process. It takes like a year.
I assumed this was with the bank. I don't think he bought it from his cousin. But I mean, I think
But what I'm saying is, if they have to sue you,
Yeah,
and
it takes a process.
You don't get foreclosed on in a half second.
Well, but his trials were over probably a good 18. First of all, I wonder who got the judgment. Did he just stop paying his mortgage, maybe?
Well, he has no income, so how's he going to pay?
Royalties, you would think.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
House of Cards and stuff. I mean,
So why can't he file bankruptcy if they're foreclosing on his house? That's when
he said he's
would
trying to avoid it.
But that's when he would. If he files bankruptcy, they can't
protects the
foreclose
house.
on it, and then it makes all of his legal bills go away. So this is horse hockey. This is for sympathy. You can't grope people.
Interesting.
And then he's trying to.
I kind of took him at his word, but maybe John's right. Did you think that was a real cry, John?
It's fake.
I think like 20% of this was fake.
Really?
There was a part that seemed like a
he's-
little bit acting.
He's on a tour. He's trying to get other
But-
jobs. He has no money coming in. He has all these millions to pay. Why wouldn't you file bankruptcy? Someone that owes millions of dollars in legal fees, and they're foreclosing on his house.
Well, you know why?
Bankruptcy's
Because
obvious.
maybe he has too many assets that he doesn't want to talk about.
So then
Yeah.
he could go
Then
live
he
somewhere
pay it
else.
and- right.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was found
interesting.
not guilty.
Yes,
too,
he
by
was.
The way.
He
Just-
was.
Why is he even on Pierce Morgan? Like, he's been off the radar for.
I think he's trying to get back on the radar.
Yeah.
He's trying to get back
That's
into
it?
Hollywood.
He's got a new agent that does damage control and
Right.
helps
Agree.
people build back up a reputation. Just spent millions on this person, and they got him.
I
on
want to look
Pierce
at. You know
Morgan.
what? We should look up the Maryland court docket and see this foreclosure.
Yeah.
You know what I would really like to see? How much the house cost that he's getting kicked out of.
He
You
said
feel-
millions.
But if he lives in like a $8 million house and you got to go live in only $1 million house,
Yeah,
oh my
you know,
God,
it's
the
rough.
poor
In
guy.
Baltimore?
Yeah.
Isn't Baltimore pretty shitty?
Yeah, I think it
Parts
is.
of it, but I mean, I think there's
I'm
some
sure
nice
there's
parts of
probably
it.
a lot
As a whole?
of
Some real
DC
nice.
politicians that
Oh,
have
yeah.
some Baltimore homes over there.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
one of
That's
his cases, the accuser committed suicide? So
No.
that case never got.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was
This
like one of
a
the
really
kids he groped in the
bizarre-
bathroom or something.
Allegedly. Yeah.
Okay.
He always played a creepy guy in whatever he was in.
I thought about starting a GoFundMe for him after this.
Are you
That'd probably
serious?
go viral. No, I'm just saying it'd probably go viral.
You
right?
and all your British friends?
Let's do some ads and come back.
I wouldn't donate. You
Not
can.
guilty.
I wouldn't.
Not
We're-
guilty.
We had some
Not
stuff to talk
liable.
about.
Not liable.
Thank you, John. Good
Yeah.
point. Not the least of which is we're going to get a Scotty Scheffler update. Actually, this is really funny because we followed that story along when he was in Louisville and got charged, and then the charges got dropped. But this was at the U.S. Open this week. Something funny happened. And then we're going to talk about Nathan's hot dog eating contest and what happened there. We got all kinds of stuff to talk about.
I want to
right,
get
John?
to that story.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, so John, you want to start us off? All right, I'll do the. I'll start us off, and
Yeah, go ahead.
off we go.
Yeah.
Powering Indiana, Lake County. Powering Indiana, Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. Thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or does your business have plans to break ground on a new project? Don't leave important projects in the wrong hands. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest quality of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today and ensure your project is in the hands of skilled professionals who deliver on time and on budget. Find your electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org. Jill.
You didn't point at me.
Boom.
Are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need help buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Forming a new business? Call Kuklakis Law. Injured in a car crash or at work? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue, call 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law. Hablamos Español.
John.
MCR Partners. MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, They're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into the world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. Check out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com. For tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511. That's his cell phone number. He wants you to reach out to him directly. This is what he does. He is the Godfather of booty, Matt Reardon.
Whoa, I love it.
You know why?
It's good to know
Explain,
that.
Explain.
He's the
See, it is
rear
good to-
Don.
Oh,
God-
damn.
Godfather of booty. So, like, I'm not
John-
saying that he
John
likes
is
booty.
sharp, man.
That's what his name thinks of, and you have to say Godfather of
So it
booty.
makes you think of it.
You can't.
You-
You can't
not
say
all.
the Godfather of anal. That's not proper.
No, it's not.
No,
No.
Godfather of booty is perfectly respectable,
Derriere.
and I respect him.
Maybe
He's-
Derriere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's even more respect. Godfather of Derriere, Matt
Derriere
Reardon.
Don.
219-741-9511. What'd you
I
say?
said the Derriere Don.
The Derriere.
Oh, we've
yes,
gone.
yes, yeah, and that's just based on his name, not based on anything else. But he is a hilarious fella.
We love Matt.
Yeah.
All right. Jill, what did John skip?
He skipped Rogers Roofing.
All right.
When you want
My
the
bad.
best
Never wanna
for
skip
your home.
Rogers Roofing.
Yeah, we always skip Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
Misprint Printing. Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solution in Chicago and Northwest Indiana with a 30-year legacy of excellence. Their experienced team, led by Rick Baltonsberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions. Visit them at Misprint USA to bring your vision to life today. I need to give Rick a call because the Euros start today, and I want to know what he thinks the Dutch team is going to do.
Are you planning on betting?
Maybe not betting, but watching a lot. I might bet a little bit. I mean, France has got to be the favorite, but we'll see what Rick says about the Dutch team. You want to read your own ad?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
This is
can you
awesome.
say me every time it has
Yes.
your name in there?
Me, Cantrell, and me. Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give us a call and we'll schedule a consultation today with someone who's in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell, 219-554-4LAW, or visit our website at bettercallcantrell.com. Me and my wife, Kristen, make a great team, and we're waiting to hear from you.
That was so personalized.
Yeah, I'm on fire. Like, listen, hire me. Like, my wife...
Didn't you just lose?
What?
No.
No.
That was
Okay.
a-
All right.
I
So
had a
let me
victory.
ask you this. Let me ask you this, Jill. Okay. Their offer to my client to have him plead guilty to shooting at a cop that he didn't do was 16 years.
Okay.
So he got convicted of a level 5, which is a maximum of 6, and plus 2 level 6s. So he's looking at 2.5 on each.
Concurrent
And he only
or
well, it's up to the judge, but you only
Okay.
have to do half the time on a level 6. So the maximum exposure that he really has is about 8 years in prison. And if he got convicted of shooting at the cop, he would have got out in about 30.
And if he would have taken the deal, he would have got 16.
He would have got out in 12. So is that a victory or not? That's up for you to decide.
That's up for the public to
That's a
decide.
lot
Well,
of
that's
math.
up to our lock potters to
But my
decide.
client was very relieved about not taking the hit on attempted murder of a cop.
Well, there you
That
go,
makes
John.
sense.
Yeah.
BetterCallCantrell.com.
Damn straight.
All right. Well, thank you to our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Powering Indiana, Lake County. So this is kind of funny, and I don't know. It actually, you got to be watching, so I'm sorry if it doesn't come through, but I'll try to describe it. We all know what happened to Scotty Scheffler when he was in Louisville. Had a little run-in with a very aggressive police officer. One of our listeners, John Bowditch, who used to be a Chicago cop, said the charge is going to get dropped. They were dropped. Had a real good attorney down in Louisville representing him. Scotty kind of was really professional about it. It was like, look, I'm still pro police.
He handled it well.
He handled it really well.
Yes.
Very good handling by either him, well, probably by him for sure, and his people.
Yeah.
So this was pretty funny at the U.S. Open at Pinehurst, which is in North Carolina this week. This happened in the parking lot.
It's kind of hard not to laugh at the guy, who did that. But I didn't see any videos. Xander did tell me about it yesterday. He got a pretty good kick out of it. But yeah, I think that's part of just having good friends. If all they did was make fun of me, it'd be a bit different. It wouldn't be as fun. But
that's good.
they're great guys and they're great friends, and so you got to be able to look in the mirror and laugh at yourself.
So what are we watching here?
Yeah. So an SUV drove by with a police officer. You only see the back and like it's like a paper mache or some sort of
it's like a stuffed dummy
like
that you
there
stuff
you go,
with
stuffed
leaves.
dummy. You're right.
You stuff with leaves in the front of your yard.
It's got like
Halloween
a police
to
hat
scare
on
kids.
it, a yellow vest, and he's hanging out of the window, dragging along the street.
Yeah. At first glance, you think it's a person, but then you look and you see it's like like a scarecrow that somebody made in their front lawn out of leaves.
Yeah, pretty good humor stuff at the U.S. Open that somebody was driving through the parking lot with that.
See, whoever is his publicist. And he obviously listens to his publicist because they did everything perfectly.
Yeah, they did.
Does he have a personality like
Scotty? Yeah, I think he's pretty normal, pretty just a regular old dude.
Kevin, you watch a lot of golf.
I do.
Is he liked? Classically
He's
speaking,
very well liked.
Okay, who from a baseball perspective, who would you compare him to? Like if you're the best,
like a Mark Grace.
Okay, all right.
I mean, that's going back to the 90s.
Yeah,
he was,
sure.
I think, pretty well liked.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think now, who's well liked in baseball. That's like a stud. I don't know. Aaron Judge.
Chris
I think
Bryant.
he's well
Chris
liked.
Bryant. Like,
but he sucks now.
Yeah.
This guy's at the top of his game. I'm saying, trying to think of like who's on top.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but what about Chris Bryant and Rizzo during 2016?
Exactly. Kind of like Rizzo. Rizzo. There's a perfect example. He kind of even looks a little bit like Rizzo.
Okay. See, Rizzo is like you like him, even if he wasn't amazing.
You can't
still
help
like
him.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what? That is a great comparison, John.
Okay,
Rizzo. He's like a Rizzo.
Okay.
All right. So, does anybody out there watch the July 4th Nathan's hot dog eating contest on ESPN?
No. You on a plane? You just watching people
just
eating footlongs all day? Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Good one.
I have watched it.
No judgment. No judgment.
Thank you. And by the way, on Southwest, they have live TV. You could watch it.
This
they have
is the
ESPN.
square of trust.
I
Like the
appreciate
circle
that.
of trust. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
like it. Yeah.
The trust tree, John.
Yeah.
So this came out. Joey Chestnut, if you watch any of these eating contests, in fact, there's actually like a federation, right? The International Eating Federation or something, right?
Yeah,
deal.
it's legit. It's pretty legit. Like
Now it
thousands
is.
of people. Yeah.
But you're right. Yeah, thousands of people enter it. You can eat pies. You can eat this. But the kind of the penultimate or the ultimate, I guess, is the 4th of July Coney Island Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
And it also becomes down to a science because you have to eat these hot dogs in buns, and so like what the really good eaters do is they take the buns, they stick it in water
2 at a time.
Yeah,
double fisted.
Yeah. Wow, you really
Yes.
Yeah. No, it is
I've
interesting.
seen it.
But see, I have a weak stomach because of my pancreatitis.
Yes.
So I don't like people are gagging and they're going to throw up. I don't want to watch any of this. So
You can't watch this.
I can't even listen to people throw up because I might gag. So
Okay.
that's not my
So
party.
you might want to
That's not
turn
my
your
party.
headphones down on this. But so what happened was Joey Chestnut got kicked out of this year's. Now, this guy kills it. I think he's won it like 16 times.
Okay.
Last year he
But
did.
he's not even a big dude. He's like,
no.
He's
They
like
never are.
How does that guy fit 69 hot dogs in him? That's what he did last year.
That's what she said.
That's what he did last year.
Yeah, okay.
Right down his
69?
throat,
Did he
69.
Stop, did he stop on that on purpose?
Maybe.
Okay.
We don't know, but and then I think second place was 42.
Oh, okay.
So that's a beatdown.
Yeah, it is.
So here we go. First of all, so what happened was Joey Chestnut signed a deal with Impossible Burger.
Oh.
Or Impossible Meat or whatever, which is not real meat.
Okay.
And Nathan's got pissed and we're like, you're out.
Yeah.
You signed with a competitor. You're out. Can't be in our eating contest.
What did he think was going to happen?
How
Was
are
he
they a
surprised?
competitor? It's not real meat.
Well, apparently they do have they said the Major League Eating Federation, MLE, issued a statement that Chestnut has chosen to represent a rival brand that sells plant-based hot dogs rather than competing in the 2024 Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest.
And they're devastated, quote unquote.
They are and he is too. So are his fans.
Until he catches that check.
From what I heard, like someone else is going to set up with like the Nathan's champion and him like after this, so they're going to do like
No way.
in some other kind of venue. Yeah,
That's smart.
Netflix.
yeah. When you sent this article out, I went and did like a little research.
There's a pretty good looking golf influencer. Her name's Paige Spiranak, and she wanted to hype her hot dog eating skills. And so what she did,
Hot dog?
Yes. She posted on Twitter
Yeah.
a 10-minute video to see how many she could eat during the 10 minutes. John, can you? I put a little.
Wait, why do we got to fast forward?
Did you
Well-
did you watch this on the plane, Kevin?
I did not.
Okay.
But this would have been a little weird if I'm watching this on the plane.
Why?
I am not watching this.
What's
on
the
the plane.
timestamp you want me to go to?
Wait.
Hold
This is more weird than watching like transsexual sex.
Maybe.
Okay, like this is more shocking.
Well, it's kind of like,
the
why
ever-
am I watching this this woman eat hot dogs?
Because you like Major League food eating. That's why.
There you go. I'm a fan.
Yes,
If I had my MLE.
You're a stan.
Yeah,
You're a stan.
hat
yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's why.
So here my timestamp, John, was 4:30 to 4:58 is her assessment. She did 6 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Oh,
Wait,
she's
is the
not gonna make it.
assessment better than the eating?
Well,
Let's play a little bit.
All right, a little bit of it, and then we'll go to the eating.
This one's for the boys. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Here we go.
for everybody,
so I
whatever
have my
floats your
timer.
boat. That's your own
We're
business.
going to go for this. Okay. So a 10-second countdown. I am so nervous.
Wow. Okay. She's
The camera angles
2,
accentuate her.
Okay, so I heard that you take them out and you eat them together.
Okay,
So
so
she's
she's
doing
shoving two
double.
hot
So that
dogs
is
in
a
her mouth
technique.
At once.
That is a technique,
2 in the
She's
mouth
done
at
that
once.
before.
She's taking 2 at one time.
right? And then she's going to do the buns in water.
Do you like dipping your
Kevin's
buns
watched
in water,
the video
Kevin?
more than once.
Hold on, John. Pause. Yeah, I'm kidding, but-
Yeah.
Yep, she's doing the buns in the water. I did watch a little bit of this.
Hey Kevin, what's your Twitter handle, Kevin?
At K. Chandler Smith. So
If you want to send videos for Father's Day to Kevin, just send them on over because he likes food eating.
So the
He
interesting
likes-
thing about
yeah.
what John pointed out is that like guys like Joey Chestnut, they do the buns and the hot dogs together
same time?
all at the same
Yeah.
time and shove them in their mouth. So John, go to 4:30 and she does like an assessment after she's eaten 6 of these. I did not watch every hot dog.
All right, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
John's like, hold on a minute. I want to see when she gets this
Number
third
3,
one.
5.
So 4:30.
I'm
Oh,
getting
we're
there.
All right, John's getting there.
She
Here we
can't
go.
swallow it.
No, she's having trouble.
She's going to swallow.
She's having trouble.
All right. Here we
Okay.
go.
That sucked. That actually sucked. The technique of the 2 dogs at once, not it. I started out too aggressive, was not the move. I should have just stuck with my plan, done one at a time. The hardest part was just the density of it. I just
Okay, come on, dude. Come
The
on.
innuendo.
The width,
Well,
the
yeah.
girth.
Come on.
so much in my mouth that I just could not swallow.
All right.
that's
It's
enough.
over.
I mean, this is tongue in cheek, right?
I
This
hope
isn't
so,
real.
'cause-
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, it's kind of both. I mean, I think she actually did try to do it, which I thought was pretty interesting. And she said
almighty.
they could sub her in for Joey Chestnut.
but have you and more people?
good
would
job
watch.
finding this article, by the way.
I assure you that if you eat 2 dogs at a Cubs game,
Okay. Oh,
you're
I'm
you're
way too full.
Like I'm gonna miss the last 3 innings
Absolutely.
because I'm gonna sleep.
Too much.
Yes.
One is just about
5
right.
hot dogs is crazy talk.
No. And how about 69 in 10 minutes? Yeah.
What did you do?
No. No.
I wouldn't last
Way
2
too many hot
minutes. in
dogs.
that.
No.
69ing or eating
Oh,
hot
boy.
dogs?
We love it when John's on. Okay.
Whoa.
So we're going to come back after ads, and we're going to talk about Russian warships in Cuba, or very
Yeah.
close to the
I'm
Keys,
scared. I'm
within
scared.
30 miles of the Keys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about a couple other things. Donald Trump's in the news again, and then a gentleman hanging out at the Lake County Courthouse, and I want to tell my story about a similar
Okay.
situation. So let's do some ads and come back.
Calumet Brewing.
Attaboy.
Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a crisp, refreshing finish. With great Michelob Ultra partners like Lionel Messi and epic summer events including the Festival of the Lakes, Team U.S. Soccer, and the 2024 Olympics, there's no better time to crack open a cold one. Head over to Cal Brewing or Michelob Ultra social media for info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers and cheers responsibly.
Bug Guy Pest Control, serving all of Northwest Indiana with no annoying contracts assigned. Monthly and one-time services available, insects, rodents, and more. We offer pet-friendly, safe, effective treatments for commercial, residential, municipal, office, warehouse, and more. Give the Bug Guy a call today at 219-810-7481. That's 219-810-7481, or find them on Facebook to get your free estimate today. Bug Guy.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestimer Insurance Agency has been your trusted neighbor right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. They specialize in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, and life insurance. The Prestimer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout Chicagoland and the Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Byway Brewing. Byway Brewing is a family-friendly microbrewery with a spacious tap room and outdoor patio serving its award-winning craft beer, a chef-driven menu, and craft cocktails on draft. Their brewing equipment and production facility offers a unique backdrop for events like bridal showers, reunions, and corporate parties. With their new food truck, they can cater your corporate and private events off-site, just off 8094 at Kennedy Avenue South Exit. Discover more at bywaybrewing.beer. We had Mother's Day brunch there. If they ever, like you always talk about how good the breakfast food is on this and the Big Den breakfast, we went and it was so good. You guys were 100% right. So they're probably having one for Father's Day this Friday.
Or so Sunday.
I'm sorry, this Sunday. I'm not really positive if they are, but if they do,
check it out.
Go there. It's perfect.
Yeah, the food there is phenomenal.
Yeah, it was such a great day.
Tortillas Nuevo Leon sets the gold standard in Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for their iconic red and white label at your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti y tu familia, de todo corazón.
Yeah. All right. Yes. Thank you to all our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
What about Smith Sursick? You guys, I think you should get in kind ads. Call Smith Sursick. Kevin, he's an Ivy Leaguer. You got his partner Steve Sursick. He's Phi Beta Kappa. They do everything, and they're great injury attorneys. Called
What an unfortunate presentation that just was.
I liked it.
219-933-7600.
John. Thank
Smith
you.
Sursick. I send a lot. I do free consultations, so I see people in 15-minute increments for hours. So,
John, you're supposed to be helping my business, not hurting it, Fez.
yeah.
I thought all this was helping.
Oh, I guess it is.
Yeah.
It's catchy. Thank you. Thank
Here's
you.
a better
Yeah.
one.
I love the poorly educated.
No, that's not good.
I feel I went to IU Law, so yeah, poorly educated.
all good.
It's still decent.
all good.
Decent.
It's all good. We're all We're all just trying to help people out.
Your
Yeah.
education was decent.
Good
So
quality.
I was kind of curious why you put the Russian warships story in.
To be honest with you, all this makes me nervous. Like things are heating up, and when things heat up, you pay attention. So you have a Wall Street Journal reporter is being held for espionage in Russia.
Mm-hmm. Charged now.
And Wall Street Journal reporter, is this legit? Because sometimes I hear the stories where the United States says, "Oh, these were students that were hiking on the Iranian border." Like, no, they weren't. That's a lie.
Really? You think they could be spies?
Oh, for sure.
Wow.
Do you know anyone that's going to go hiking on the Iranian border?
don't.
That's ridiculous.
Though, I take, actually, I got to find this out from Jana. A friend of hers son was in Iran captivity for it was one of the people on TV. Yeah.
Get her on the show.
I got to find this out. I got to get this.
So,
I gotta
like,
find this
a lot
out.
of times I hear these stories and our government saying, like, those aren't spies. I'm like, nah, I don't
Wow.
believe that. So, and I'm a skeptic by trade. But so I'd like to find more about this. If this Wall Street Journal reporter is getting detained, because this is going to be a big story.
John, what I can tell you is that ever since he was detained, which I think now is over a year, by the way.
Wow.
Okay. His the publisher at the Wall Street Journal has been out there saying this is bull.
Okay.
So I think that goes a long way.
But now he's charged, so now this is why it's coming to a head.
It's a big deal now. Yeah. I mean, it's a total big deal.
But first of all, to be detained in Russia for a year before you get charged, that's revolting.
They want to do a prisoner swap. The Russians even said it.
So
For who?
Probably one of the. Didn't we already give him back his
We
the
did.
arms? What was
Yeah.
that guy's name? He had some nickname.
Okay, so Russia just sent some nuclear warships, and this is news. There were nuclear warships, but there's no nuclear bombs.
Weapons on them.
There's no nuclear weapons on the boat.
How do we know that?
They said it. They said they just were loaded up with precision missiles.
They as in Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they go to
Wait. I'm sorry, John. They said what? They're loaded up with precision what?
Missiles. Precision missiles. They did like a North Atlantic exercise.
Okay.
So they go to Cuba, and they're within 30 miles of the Florida Keys.
Think about that.
These nuclear subs are hanging out in Cuba. So like you can't tell me that's not a fucking flex. Like this is
well,
fucking
they
real.
basically said it was, right? And similar to what we do over in like off the Straits of Taiwan or off the coast. Even Tom's mentioned that his, like their subs would do kind of like war games in and out of near Russia.
And so Tom knows. He knows this. He's been in a sub for years of his life. And so he knows, and he said on the show, like, if you don't think that there's Russian warships on each coast and Russian subs underneath with missiles pointed at us, you're sorely mistaken. And so now but this is a flex.
Yeah, for sure. In fact, I'll tell you, the one thing that I read, John, I thought shows that it's just a showing of strength. And look, they're just like, hey, we're here. Is that there's like some websites where you can monitor ships.
Yeah.
And so these ships had their transponders on.
So they want people.
They
to
wanted
see
you
it.
to know they're there. Versus like they could have them off if they wanted to, and they wouldn't know.
Of course, yeah. You wouldn't be able to find it on the internet because one of the articles talks about how people in the Keys who pay attention to that is kind of like the college student that Elon Musk sued that watches where Elon Musk's private jets.
Right. That guy.
Yeah. So it's the same kind of people that do that. They obviously have a lot of free time on their hands. Retirees, yeah. I mean, retired military, and they get the stuff. But this is spooky stuff. Like, why are they hanging out in Cuba and their nuclear subs?
Well, because didn't the U.S. just approve some U.S. weapons to be used?
That's exactly right,
by
John.
Ukraine in Russia, targets in Russia.
That was
break that down, Kevin.
That was the. I think that was the stated motive, John, for this, is that in response to Biden allowing Ukraine to use U.S. weapons on a limited basis inside Russia if Ukraine needed to, here's Putin saying, hey, by the way, don't forget, we've got all these ships. We're going to hang out in Cuba. We're going to go to Venezuela.
Right.
So but the difference is before the United States was giving the Ukrainians weapons that they can use to defend themselves.
Correct.
Now the U.S. just gave permission for the Ukrainians to bomb places inside of Russian and kill Russians
in a limited basis for a limited basis
on Russian territory. And so then Russia had just came in and they're taking out all of the Ukraine's power grid.
Yeah.
And so they're going to freeze all these people to death in the Ukrainian
Winter's
winter.
coming.
Yes, that's what
winter is coming.
So
John.
like this shit is getting like
pretty dicey.
Throats are being cut, people are being sacrificed, and like shit's heating up, and it's making me nervous. So that's why I'm paying attention to this, because as things heat up, everybody should be paying attention.
And what happened yesterday? A 10-year agreement with us and Ukraine about providing security, or
I think just it's kind of like an upgraded security arrangement, because they're not letting them in NATO yet, but they're
So
right.
let me ask you this, and this is not something that you can tackle at the end of the show, but which presidential candidate is going to smooth shit over, and what is Trump going to do, and what is Biden going to do, and going forward?
Robert Kennedy.
Well, none of this was happening under Trump. I'm just going to start there.
Yeah, but what would he be? What would he allow Russia to do? Would he be allowing Russia to take over everything and conquer a bunch of people and just sit by and let?
No, I really don't think it would have even happened under Trump. I really don't. I mean, you guys can call Trump crazy, but I think the other world leaders were like, we probably shouldn't mess,
because he's insane.
But he's never going to stand up to Putin. Would you agree with that?
No, I disagree with that.
He would fight Putin and talk shit to Putin.
Yeah, of course.
My fear is that what happens, John, is Trump gets elected and he pulls support for Ukraine. That's my fear.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
And then if that happens, I just fear for places like Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, Finland.
Well, here's an indicator of that, though. You know, Trump is, I think, pulling all the strings in the House right now. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes,
okay.
100%.
And they're passing funding every day for Ukraine, and that practically every day. There's always something.
Although I don't know if he controls Johnson. Johnson seems to be kind of an independent thinker.
Think so?
Yeah, I think a little
Trump
bit.
just yelled at Marjorie Taylor Greene about being mean to Johnson.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that.
That's another topic.
I like
for next
that.
week's show.
That
yeah.
is.
Oh, I like it. I like it. All right. Well, listen, John. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I think we hit a lot of things we were going to talk about. By the way, great research. You're a good researcher. You really are.
I like to research,
regardless of what
topics.
Kristen says.
No, she's the better researcher.
Yeah, well, we know that.
Yeah, I look at like hot dog videos.
Chat,
right.
There's at least like another dozen links we didn't even get to from Cantrell.
Just so you know, we'll get those next week. But John, thanks for coming in. I know you got to go to court. Appreciate you filling in for the locomotive.
I try.
Yeah, and this has been Lockpod season 12. Jeez, I got to look.
Season 12, episode 69.
Episode 15. So, John Vez, great job as always,
Thanks.
especially with all those links. Jill, thank you. Even though I didn't listen to the suggested Netflix series you gave me, I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. And we're going to be back next Tuesday with the locomotive on season 12, episode 16. See you then. Lockpod out.
See you, man.